All right, welcome back. In this lecture here, we're gonna find out how we can pull out the last inserted order and put that information into the reports table. Now, this is getting kind of crowded here, and what I want to do is I want to take this code and put it in the report function. All right, so we want to do that, and let's go ahead and do that real quick. So I'm just gonna put all this, actually this here, take it to cart. All right, and I'm gonna put it right here above. All right, so we need one more extra curly bracket down here. There we go. So if that's working, that's good, but if it's not, then we'll do the else statement that's actually right here. All right, so we'll do that else statement right there. We'll just paste it in there, and we can take that code out of there actually, and we'll do session destroy too. Let's take that, and right before we finish that, we'll do some session destroy right here, but we'll do that later. Right now we just call this report, and it's gonna do that for us, everything right here. All right, so let's go back to cart.php, and let's go and check that out before we do anything else. Enter, and we can see that we're still doing the same. All right, all right, so perfect. All right, so we are actually doing this here, confirming this query. We're doing another query there. We might want to change the name of this and call this order send order, and then we'll do it right here, just in case, so that way we have different names so we don't get these variables confused. All right, so we talked about getting the ID out of here before we do anything else, right? So what we need is a function called MySQL insert ID, insert with a T. All right, and this is gonna give us the last inserted ID. All right, we need to pass in a global connection. We need to pass in the connection, so we need to bring that in. All right, and just to make sure, all right, let's go ahead and do an echo on this. I'm gonna do an echo last ID, so that way you can see what we are talking about, what I'm talking about. Enter. You can see the last ID was 28. If I do enter again, it's 29. That's because every time we refresh, it keeps inserting it because we haven't destroyed that session. All right, and then when we destroy that session, it's better to go ahead and redirect the user somewhere else with maybe a timer or something like that. All right, well, we'll do that in the future. We'll do something to kind of prevent this being inserted over and over again. All right, so we're getting the last inserted ID, and it would be nice if we actually create a function that would do that for us, right? Because we don't want to have to use global connection here again, right? So why don't we go ahead and create a function that will do that for us? Let's go ahead and go to functions and create a helper method real quick here and say function last ID. All right, and then here all we got to do is say global connection. All right, and then MySQL insert ID. We get the connection right here, and we just return it. And now this is going to get the last ID for us. All we have to do is just call it, and that's it. Let's make sure that we got the return right. There we go. That's a lot easier than just getting that global all over the place, right? Let's get that global out of here, and let's use it right here. Paste it, semicolon, come here and refresh again. You can see that changing on the left side right here. All right, perfect. So we got the last ID available there. That's beautiful. And we don't have to echo it anymore. So the next thing is actually inserting, all right, the last ID into the reports. So we could say order ID. So report ID, order ID right here. And we could go ahead here and say, put some separation here, curly brackets, and say last ID right here. All right. So if we come and refresh here, oops, let's check it out real quick to see what's going on. All right, I forgot that single quotes right here. Make sure you don't forget. Enter. Oops. I have another problem here. Last ID, single quotes, and this could be a problem here, right? So there we go, a comma right here. Now, of course, in the beginning when you're first starting, this is going to take a couple hours to figure out why in the world something happens. Sometimes it's going to take you days, but once you get used to it, you will find it fast. Let's go to reports. We should have a lot of orders now. All right, so the order ID, you see here that we don't have anything on the first, but then here we started getting all the order IDs inside the reports section table. You see that? Beautiful. So we're getting that information there. That is awesome. All right. All right. So we're done with this lecture here. On the next lecture, we're gonna continue building on this, and I'll see you then. Take care, and I hope you're having a lot of fun in this course.